What does it mean to interpret something someone else wrote? And stay focused on that. And you got to know going in that a judge says, that's my job. I can't make it up. I can't substitute my opinion. I have to stay focused on trying to determine what the Constitution was intended to mean. So staying focused on the right issue really helps to keep narrow. Mistakes can still be made, but they're going to be a lot fewer.
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you. I was asked about, there was a case I heard about called McCullough versus Maryland that was kind of instituted implied powers of Congress. From what I read about it, could you kind of explain what happened in that case, and would the founders agree with the ruling there, or was it like more of a misinterpretation?
Well, but we do have a written Constitution. And so the Constitution enumerates and lists the powers of government. It's in Article 1, and there's specific powers that are listed. And the founders did that to try to make clear, these are the powers government has, and if it's not on the list, the government doesn't have those powers. Still, a lot of those powers, was mentioned before, the power to regulate commerce, for example, they seem fairly general. You got to fill in the gaps. Congress might have to do a bunch of things in order to implement that power. And so that's why we have what's called the necessary and proper clause of the Constitution. Article 1 lists those powers, but then it also says in Congress has the power to do whatever is necessary and proper to carry those powers into exercise, to actually implement those powers. You can call those implied powers. The Constitution would probably be 1,000 pages long if you had to list every single little minute detail, and constitutions don't do that. So the founders of our country struck a balance between a written Constitution that spells a lot of things out, and then a little kind of some flexibility there with regard to implied powers. I think that's the way the founders designed it to be. Obviously, that second category, the implied powers, that can't be just anything, or it would, sort of neutralize the whole purpose of listing what the powers of government are in the first place. But I think that's the way they designed it. They want government to work. It's just that they wanted the description of what government powers are to be more clear and defined so that they wouldn't get out of control. I hope that addresses the question.